for the first time, AI and quantum computing have collided. This emergence is something so exponential and significant. This is systems capable of modeling and understanding the source code of all living things. So think about it. Y'all, this is where my brain is today. Oh my gosh. What happens when AI and quantum computing mature together? This moves way beyond medicine. Let me put this in perspective. Everything on your computer, everything it does, every app, every program, every spreadsheet, every AI runs on what we call classical computing. Our traditional computing is built from massive chains of zeros and ones processed incredibly fast. We use a method called a bit. A bit is binary and can only exist in one of two states, right? That's where the ones and the zeros come from. When we're talking about living systems, the interactions inside proteins and molecules become so mathematically complex that our classical or traditional methods become too limited. They are absolutely obsolete. This is where the quantum computing part changes everything. It literally changes the equation. Quantum systems use qubits instead of bits. Instead of the ones and zeros, a qubit can exist in multiple probability states at once. The term is called superposition, but yeah, okay. So what that means is quantum systems can represent many possible pathways and interactions simultaneously. So when we're modeling molecules, proteins, electrons, or atomic behavior, for instance, are not static objects. Okay, proteins actually fold, they move, they mutate. They're constantly changing shape. It's one of the hardest computational problems in science currently. This is where this quantum-centric supercomputing comes in. IBM, Cleveland Clinic, and RIKEN just successfully modeled a 12,000 atom protein using quantum-centric supercomputing. The largest biologically meaningful molecule ever simulated. 6 months ago, this same team could only model proteins 40 times smaller. So think about that kind of leap in capability. It suggests the underlying systems are improving at something closer to exponential scale rather than linear performance gains. We traditionally predict these types of measures by Moore's law. That's where the number of transistors on a computer chip doubles roughly every 2 years, and it leads to a steady increase in computing power. That is the role AI is starting to play. It can learn patterns and rules only known to chemistry, and then generate millions of possible molecular candidates that we haven't even thought to test. When AI starts learning this type of biology, it's not just about like big pharma and making drugs, you guys. It is learning how living systems, all living systems, adapt, repair, communicate, then evolve. This could open the door to some programmable cells, biological materials, like adaptive prosthetics, living sensors. I've talked about brain-computer interfaces, mind-blowing, literally. Precision medicine built for your actual biology. AI is moving us so far forward to engineering life-adjacent systems. Think about the frontier. Actual operating systems of biology, things like organoids, xenobots, programmable microbiomes, computational psychological models, epigenetic reprogramming, all right? Molecular assemblers, living biomaterials, bioelectrical computing, autonomous closed loop, cybergenetic cellular systems. You guys, that is the breakthrough. This is huge. This is huge.